Today we're driving the Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600, the ultimate version of the GLS. This starts at $160,000. It has a 4-liter biturbo V8 that makes 550 horsepower. That's mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. We have all of the great GLS features that we've talked about in previous reviews, but this Maybach just adds to that with so many awesome, would you look at that, luxury items. We have heated armrests, this Maybach logo on the steering wheel, Maybach logoed pedals down there at the bottom. Anyway, there's a whole lot to cover in this video, so let's get started. We'll walk you around this GLS 600, we'll take it for a drive, and give you guys an idea of what it's been like to live with this week. So first off, we just drove the new S-Class, and you can see that this is still the previous generation interior. For Mercedes, we have the older MBUX system compared to the new S-Class. I think it's still a very, very nice space. The button layout is pretty user-friendly. Mercedes has done a pretty good job blending the tech and usability with physical controls. I do like this MBUX system. My only complaint is that Apple CarPlay is a little bit small. It doesn't fill the entire screen. And we still do get this little touchpad down here with a few quick access controls for our drive modes, parking camera, various vehicle settings. You know, we've gone over this at length, and most of it is pretty much the same in this Maybach from an infotainment perspective. We do get one extra drive mode, the Maybach mode, and that basically just improves comfort for the rear passengers, smooths out the shifts from the 9-speed automatic transmission, and just makes it as smooth and relaxing of a driving experience as possible. So, few features that we want to go over in the back seat, because that's kind of where all the action is. Let's head back there and show you guys what that's all about. Look at these massive running boards. Of course, larger for the rear passengers because they need a much bigger foothold that's more luxurious. Huge 23-inch wheels, and we are on winter tires today. Look at these seats. We have individual cushions for each side that say Maybach on the middle, and a really nice footrest down there. We do have sunshades on both sides, and to cover up the sunroof, you can control that all on each passenger side if you so choose, but we're gonna leave those down so we have a little bit more light in this interior. Heated and cooled seats with full seat controls, memory settings for these back seat passengers. Lots of Maybach logos everywhere. You have this little iPad-like display where you can take it out, remove it, it'll eject, and you can control various settings throughout the car here, which is pretty neat. And it'll kind of suck it back in when you put it back. You have a place here for your phone charging, 2 USB-C ports. There is another set of chilled cup holders, chilled and heated cup holders that illuminate depending on whether they're being heated or cooled. And then we have the champagne cooler with little champagne flute holders. Look at that. And then back there, you can put your bottles of wine or champagne or what have you, and they'll stay nice and chilled. Pretty amazing. You've got your settings there for level of chill, and look at just the red suede lining with the Maybach logos. Everything back here is just amazing. You think you're going to get your GLS 600 for the extra space and the added room over maybe the S-Class, but nope, that's full of a wine cooler, and you really don't have a lot of cargo space in the back of this GLS 600. One thing you do have, though, which is very well hidden, is a set of folding table trays. Look at this. They just fold out, and you can enjoy your Grey Poupon and your burger or whatever you want in the back of the Maybach. Very nice, very cool. That's also an optional extra. I don't know the pricing exactly on that, but I'll include it in the description. You even get a little bit of room between the folding tray tables to put some more things. Massive panoramic sunroof, supremely comfortable seats, especially with these cushions, lots of adjustability. We have lots of different seat settings, from massaging to various controls. We can fold out these bottom leg rests right there. Look at that. So you can really recline if you want to. This back seat reclines pretty far. There we go, for full relaxation mode. Everything you would expect in the back of your Maybach. Let's continue walking you around this, show you what the exterior looks like, because it's pretty wild. Maybach logos all throughout. These massive wheels really add to the appeal. Let's take a look in the back. Like I said, not a lot of cargo space back here. It's mostly just wine cooler, and you've got some various towing and recovery accessories back there. Let's offer your little first aid kit, and you can control the height of the rear suspension for easier loading access with a little button there, and that's kind of about it. We'll throw us into off-road mode and watch the suspension raise up to its max height. You can see it going up there, giving you quite a bit of ground clearance. Despite this being a Maybach, it is incredibly capable off-road. We even have the bouncy recovery mode that is meant to get you out of a sticky sand situation, but really it just kind of looks cool for Instagram. This 4-liter biturbo is incredibly quiet, very smooth. You notice that the side steps do not come out in off-road mode. That's nice, it doesn't get crushed on a rock. Bunch of different drive modes: individual, sport, comfort, Maybach, which we went over earlier, and curve. Curve will lean the vehicle into the turns, almost like a motorcycle, so that you don't feel the forces as much as you would normally. That's pretty neat. We'll throw us into Maybach mode. It shows a little comfort logo with a diamond on the top right side. Pretty cool. Lots of different gauge clusters and displays. Driving assistance works really well. I mean, there's just so much customizability with everything in this GLS. We've gone over a lot of this stuff in previous videos, so I think let's just hit the road and take this GLS 600 for a drive. Really nice reverse and 360 cameras, super high res, turning lines, also useful in off-road situations. And before we set off, we have to do the recovery mode. So we're going to put it into drive. Select recovery mode, start. And off we go. The most ridiculous thing ever. For improved starting characteristics on sand, snow, or loose surfaces. Hilarious. All right, into Maybach mode. Super smooth shifts from this 9-speed gearbox. And of course we have the Mercedes 48-volt mild hybrid system to augment this 4-liter biturbo V8. Adds a little bit of torque fill, makes for very, very smooth and seamless start-stops, saves fuel at traffic lights, and just provides a little bit of a smoother, more luxurious driving experience. You can see it doing its work right here at the bottom, filling in that torque until the turbos kick in, and when you get off the throttle, charging that battery. Pretty much the loudest thing in this interior is the fan controls, the HVAC system. Road noise, engine noise, wind noise, it's all kept at a pretty bare minimum. Definitely one of the quietest SUVs I've ever driven. This V8 does make a good noise though, kind of rumbles away in the background. Nothing about this powertrain is ever jerky or rough. Even downshifts are smoothed out to just this beautiful level. Brake pedal is heavy, requires a little bit more force than you would expect, but this is not a light SUV to bring it down from speed. Let's put us into sport mode and see how we do with a 0 to 60. $550 horsepower doing work. Also, 550 horsepower has never felt so smooth. Handling is really impressive, mostly thanks to all the tech in the suspension. There's virtually no body roll. We've got to try out curve mode again. I can sum up the driving experience in this GLS 600 as intensely relaxing. Everything about it just kind of comforts you, coddles you, warms you. I'm not shaken, I'm not stirred, I'm just relaxed. And I love a set of heated armrests. That's just a fantastic thing. I'm pretty sure the standard GLS had those also, but can't quite be sure. I can't remember. That was a little over a year ago. So we are still in curve mode, which should lean into the corners. Let's test that out here, see what it feels like. It's subtle, but you notice it. And it's like the car dips down into the corner. Pretty neat. Take this corner at a little bit more speed and see if we notice it here too. Oh yeah. Very subtle, but it just counteracts some of the G-forces, almost creating a bit of a banked corner within the vehicle's dynamics. We also get paddle shifters. Again, smoothest downshifts I've ever felt. You really don't feel this transmission doing anything. Curve mode is neat. It's very much working in the background to just reduce cornering forces. If you go into the info display here, this GLS has a scanner right up here that reads the road, all the bumps, all the imperfections, and will adjust the suspension accordingly to give you the most comfortable possible ride. It'll also give you a visual display of the all-wheel drive system. This can torque vector 100% of the power to the front or the rear or all four. Pretty trick stuff. And you can see curve mode doing its thing while the suspension is raised farther on the driver's side than it is on the passenger side, counteracting the corner that we're going around. It all works so quickly too. Look at that. One thing you can't do in the GLS 600 is complain that the drive modes don't do enough. Each drive mode is tuned specifically for a very important mission, and most of those missions are just to add comfort and luxury. It's pretty amazing. Let's put us into sport mode again. See how that handles a corner. The steering is very nice and weighted. Of course, all these driving impressions are fine and dandy, but really, this is not the best seat in this Maybach. The back seats are. I should really be doing this review from back there. The differences between these drive modes are all subtle, but you can basically just feel that this Maybach GLS 600 has been tuned to be as comfortable and isolating as possible. It's wonderful to drive. I love the feel behind the wheel, the controls, the weight of everything, the little details throughout this interior. Everything feels high quality. And if you compare this to a Bentley Bentayga for half the price, it might be a little bit of a bargain. I don't know if anyone has ever called a $170,000 Maybach a bargain, but from behind the wheel, I imagine it might feel a little bit like one. We have some more displays over here with our performance information displays. We can see horsepower. Look at that. That's fun. Consumption. Ooh, you don't want to look at that display. That's just going to make you depressed. 11.4 miles to the gallon. Let's enable cruise control here. We have steering assist, which will drive us around the curves pretty well. It seems to navigate back road corners nicely, highway speed corners pretty well too. You can skip 5-mile-an-hour increments by double pressing on the side button. It's going to auto change lanes here to the left. Pretty neat, and get us around this truck pretty quickly, except we're going to exit and override the system because we don't need to keep going down the highway. Really nice driver assistance system, easy to use. All these buttons, the ergonomics are very user-friendly. Everything seems to work seamlessly and as it should, as you'd expect it to, with all the tech that's shoved into this GLS. I still think curve mode is my favorite drive mode. Alright guys, well I think that's going to sum up this video on the Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600. Impressively luxurious, impressively comfortable, but also kind of what you would expect from anything branded with a Maybach nameplate. Just another step up in luxury and comfort and just cool factor from the standard GLS. I think the back seat is really where the party's at in this thing, but from a driving perspective, this is just that much nicer to drive and to experience and to be inside. A little bit showy on the outside with all the chrome, but you know what? That's part of the game. And if you were hoping for a little bit more space out of your GLS, your SUV, you can spec this with a third seat in the middle. But of course you get what you do away with all the cool features, the wine cooler, all that kind of makes this a really special experience. So only a 4-seater as tested today, but you can kind of switch up that configuration if you so choose. All right, guys, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. We're not going to do a Burmester sound system test. We've done that in a bunch of these GLSs, so just know that it's phenomenal and sounds really, really, really good. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Ah, yes. I love how seamlessly the running boards integrate into the side. They just vanish. Pretty cool stance on this GLS too. These 23-inch wheels are an expensive option, but for how good they look, I think it's well worth it.